What is the most evil company and why? Sanlu Group. The name may not be familiar, but in 2008 they were the center of an incident in China where their company replaced milk protein in baby formula with the chemical melamine formaldehyde resin. 6 babies died, 54,000 babies had kidney damage, many of whom are still on dialysis today, and 300,000 suffered the effects of malnutrition. Even by Chinese business standards, this was evil. A number of company owners were executed and some staff at the local government testing body were jailed for life. This was one of the largest ever food contamination incidents in the world, and it severely damaged the confidence of the Chinese public in their own food system. So much so, even today in 2018, in the country I live in, Australia, baby formula has become a hard-to-buy item in our local supermarkets. Many local Chinese immigrants routinely descend on supermarkets across the country to buy up all stocks of baby formula every day to send to relatives back home in China who resell the quality product at a profit. Edit, typo 2019 changed to 2018. Edit 2, changed Chinese standards to Chinese business standards. I have received a bit of a kicking for that line. I have just changed it to Chinese business standards. The general Chinese population are just like you and me. They just want the best for their kids. Having had to deal with many Chinese businesses at work over the years, my experience has not been good. Sometimes it seems they will do anything to make an extra penny. Instead of just asking you to pay more, they change stuff and don't tell you. Time after time after time. Valiant, now known as or part of Bausch Companies. A medical company that buys drug patents and then dramatically hikes up the price to those that need it to survive. We're talking from hundreds of dollars a month to tens of thousands. Pure evil. Chiquita, United Fruit Company. Cocaine smuggling, pollution, bribery of officials, corruption, using force to prevent workers unionizing. Not just a long time ago, but recently. Ever heard of the Banana Massacre? Ever heard of the term Banana Republic? Yep. That's also Chiquita. Bonus, terrorism. Greater than on the 14th of March 2007, Chiquita Brands was fined $25 million as part of a settlement with the United States Justice Department for having ties to Colombian paramilitary groups. Greater than in 2018, Colombia's Office of the Attorney General filed charges against 13 Chiquita Brands international executives and administrators after tracing payments made by a local Chiquita affiliate to the paramilitary group AUC. Bonus. Greater than the banana firm carelessly exposed laborers at the Coyol plantation in Costa Rica to highly toxic pesticides on multiple occasions. Additionally, Cobol was accused of using a private militia to intimidate workers. Look, I get it. I sometimes buy cheap clothes, I get that large companies can't always control their suppliers fully, I get that pollution is inevitable, that buying gadgets regularly isn't great and that I should recycle and reuse stuff. But Chiquita Bananas, a bridge too thing far for me. Summary of responses. Nestle steal water from poor countries drying up decades-old community wells. Cause nursing mothers to lose their milk supply so they are forced to buy formula which leads to infant deaths from contaminated water and malnutrition from dilution. Bear infected thousands of people with HIV to avoid a $4 million loss of product by selling to other countries. De Beers wanted access to a mine under tribal land. Went ahead and cut off their water supply, tortured, and beat the tribesmen until they left. Chiquita, United Fruit Company massacred roughly 3,000 workers that went on strike. Cocaine smuggling, pollution, bribery of officials, corruption, and the use of paramilitary forces. Glencore. They allow various conflicts to be maintained so they can still employ child slaves in their mines. They imported Iranian oil into apartheid SAW. They traded with Saddam and accepted many bribes from him. Pollution caused by their mining has been linked with huge quantities of acid rain in countries where they notoriously avoid paying tax. They supply aluminium to the Iranian nuclear program, and most people have never heard of them, yet they're huge in the commodity market. Chances are you own a piece of technology which has Glencore material in it. Didn't Bayer knowingly give a bunch of people AIDS back in the 80s? Church of Scientology. Purdue Pharma, check the ongoing opiate, heroin epidemic. They gave the world OxyContin, paid off doctors to prescribe it and straight up lied, saying it wasn't addicting. Their marketing campaign and fundamentally corrupt ethics are a big reason tens of thousands of people are dying out here. Made billions and paid off like a few million, they made bank and society, taxpayers are footing the bill. Fuck 'em. Joja ruins small businesses and destroys the sense of community in rural towns. Saw a similar thread a long time ago, so I'm just gonna drop this here. Look no further than Shell Oil in Nigeria. Shell Oil, acting as a multinational global conglomerate and one of the largest companies on earth, were paying bribes to government officials in Nigeria. They were paying the military to conduct raids on innocent protesters' homes and ended up hanging innocent protest leaders in order to suppress the protesting against Shell. For more information about Shell in Nigeria, please look at the sources below. Greater than the oil giant Shell claimed it had inserted staff into all the main ministries of the Nigerian government, giving it access to politicians' every move in the oil-rich Niger Delta, according to a leaked U.S. diplomatic cable. Greater than his death provoked international outrage and the immediate suspension of Nigeria from the Commonwealth of Nations, as well as the calling back of many foreign diplomats for consultation. The United States and other countries considered imposing economic sanctions. Greater than beginning in 1996, the Center for Constitutional Rights (CCR), Earth Rights International (ERI), Paul Hoffman of Schonbrunn, DeSimone, Seplow, Harris and Hoffman and other human rights attorneys have brought a series of cases to hold Shell accountable for alleged human rights violations in Nigeria, including summary execution, crimes against humanity, torture, inhumane treatment and arbitrary arrest and detention. The lawsuits are brought against Royal Dutch Shell and Brian Anderson, the head of its Nigerian operation. 15. Greater than the United States District Court for the Southern District of New York set a trial date of June 2009. On 9 June 2009, Shell agreed to an out-of-court settlement of $15.5 million USD to victims' families. However, the company denied any liability for the deaths, stating that the payment was part of a reconciliation process. 16. In a statement given after the settlement, Shell suggested that the money was being provided to the relatives of Saro Wiwa and the 8 other victims, in order to cover the legal costs of the case and also in recognition of the events that took place in the region. 17. Some of the funding is also expected to be used to set up a development trust for the Ogoni people, who inhabit the Niger Delta region of Nigeria. 18. The settlement was made just days before the trial, which had been brought by Ken Saro Wiwa's son, was due to begin in New York. 17. Greater than on June 8, 2009, Shell settled out of court with the Saro Wiwa family for $15.5 million. 3. 4. Benamunwa, director of the Remember Saro Wiwa organization, said that no company, that is innocent of any involvement with the Nigeria military and human rights abuses, would settle out of court for $15.5 million. It clearly shows that they have something to hide. 5. Greater than Shell Oil paid Nigerian military to put down protests, court documents show. Another article. Short 10 minutes documentary about it. The case against Shell, the hanging of Ken Saro Wiwa showed the true cost of oil. Other links dash 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 greater than deposition of Ibu Jackson Nyan, a mobile police force soldier and Shell spy Shell supernumerary police officer who served in Agoni describes being told how his fellow soldiers were being paid by Shell, recounts boarding a Shell helicopter at a Shell installation with other heavily armed soldiers. He recounts his superior being given a bulky envelope by Shell staff, which he assumes contained the cash allowances distributed to the soldiers shortly after. He is told by an officer that the Agoni are being taught a lesson for resisting Shell. He recounts Major Okuntimo telling him that if they encounter any resistance to not leave any of the persons alive. Greater than in this fax from Anderson to colleagues in London and The Hague, Anderson is aware that Shell's most vocal critic, Saro Wiwa, was likely to be found guilty by a military tribunal, 7 months before the sentencing. In Anderson's words, the BHC believes that, although the charges against Saro Wiwa should not stick, the government will make sure he is found guilty and then sentenced to death, and reprieved but incarcerated for a very long time. Page 2. Dash 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 dash. New case of bribery 2017. October 2017. Dash 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 dash. 30 minutes documentary about Shell's gas flaring, poison fire. Dash 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 dash. The 28th of November 2017. Greater than Amnesty International has obtained internal documents pointing to complicity by Royal Dutch Shell in crimes committed by the Nigerian military during the 1990s. Greater than the allegations have been known for some time, but thus far had not been substantiated with internal documents. Greater than Shell called for military support from senior officials, even after the military forces had killed, tortured or raped many demonstrators. Amnesty International report. Dash 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 dash. Greater than inside the secret world of the corporate spies who infiltrate protests. Greater than major firms hiring people from corporate security firms to monitor and infiltrate political groups that object to their commercial activities. Edit, credits to you, Shell Oil Nigeria for writing this.